Welcome to Coffee with Carey, and I wanted to talk to you about the 7 things women first notice when they meet you. Some of these you may recognize because you think about them also when you're meeting women, but some of these may be not exactly what you expected. Do want to give you a quick trigger warning. Oh my God, I hate the word trigger warning. But some of these may seem, and they are, very shallow. But that's fine. They're based on first impressions, and first impressions often very shallow. If that's at all interesting or intriguing, I hope you'll stick around because the 7 things that women first notice about you guys, that's what's on the agenda. 1, of course, it's your face. That's what you notice about women, I think. It's your eyes. Your bright smile, first of all, those are the 2 things that immediately pop out to women. They will notice if you have long eyelashes or a pretty color eyes. They would love to see a bright white smile. We've talked about that. I have a whole episode on mouth health and dating and what your mouth needs to be doing. Actually, I have that episode too, a one on kissing. I'll link both of those at the end of the episode. But a really nice smile is great. White eyes, I use, where are they anyway? I use these Lumify drops before I sit here in front of the camera. Makes my eyes white, gets rid of any tired looking redness I might have in my eyes so that you don't have to look at that. Maybe you can do that for her as well. Women also notice your skin. Are you a fella who moisturizes, who takes care of your skin? Is it just like deodorant, soap in the shower and you're done? Especially as you get older, I think it's important for everybody who has skin to take care of it. It is meant to last you a lifetime, and a little effort in that area pays off really well. And what women will notice if your skin is looking gray or craggy or looking flaky. So a little moisturizer around the eyes, it always helps to plump up any wrinkles if those are headed your way already. Beauty itself is in the eye of the beholder. Speaking of which, so is facial hair. Some women love the full beard. Some women love a little day and a half without shaving look. Individual, right? Every woman is different on that. A lot of women do like facial hair. So if that's something you already have, you can feel confident with that. Keep it neat, keep it groomed and smelling nice. And your head, that is what they notice first. And then, of course, your hair, because that's like right there on top of this face we're talking about. And they notice the cut, the color, the style of your hair, and whether or not you have any at all. Lots of women very attracted to men who are bald, so that shouldn't hold you back in any way unless you have your heart set on a woman who doesn't like bald guys. And that's silly because that would be a waste of your precious time when there is a world full of women who find bald super sexy. You got a big date coming up, make sure you get a haircut. You don't want like dull, dingy hair that have split ends. You don't want hair that hasn't been washed in a few days. You want it to smell nice as you walk past her. You want to have some type of a little style. If your, sister's been cutting your hair the same way for the last 30 years, maybe it's time for a change. Head over to the barber shop or the stylist. But women notice your head first. Your eyes, your smile, your skin, your hair, and then what do you think is third? Your style, your clothes, that's what they notice next. They take it in. What are you wearing? Do you look like you've put a little effort in? Do you have a style your own? What have you chosen from your closet? They're interested to see what this says about you. If you put in a little effort, did you just show up in a raggy t-shirt and sneakers that have seen better days? Or did you make an effort on their behalf to look your best? That's something that women definitely take into account, whether there's effort, and you get an A for effort, and you get an A+ if you also have a cute style that goes along with it. So bring your best game. A wardrobe is not about brand names or designers. It's about looking put together. If you have a look that's uniquely yours, don't leave that at home. Definitely bring something that shows a little bit of who you are that you're expressing in your wardrobe. That's like a shortcut to knowing you a little bit better on a first date. Next up, they notice body language. That's number 4. Your posture says a lot about you. It tells how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the situation in which you find yourself. It telegraphs a lot of information. subconsciously to a person. So you being aware of it and projecting what you want to and taking control of that is really important. You want to look confident, yes, but you also want to look approachable. You want your body language to reflect that you're friendly and not closed off, that you're open to meeting somebody because you have a body posture that says so. And being able to make eye contact shows that you're being a little assertive. You're taking control of the situation. Holding somebody's gaze a little bit longer than what's socially acceptable, another extra second or two, lets somebody know that you might be coming on over, or they are welcome to come over and talk to you. So your body language, your micro expressions, your facial expressions, all of that also goes into what you are presenting, and then, of course, what women are first noticing. Number 5 is near and dear to my heart because I'm a big fan of hands. Women next notice your hands. I think man's hands, the good ones, are really, really beautiful, and I find them sexy, and a lot of women do. So any effort you can put in on their behalf to keep them well groomed. Some people work with their hands and they get rough. I know a lot of guys don't love, I just put hand cream on my son last week when he was here because I don't know what he was doing, but they were like sandpaper. And the whole time I was waiting for it to dry, he's just sitting like this. 10 minutes later, I'm like, well, that probably sunk in. Do you want a second coat? Because they are really dry. Then he's like, oh my God, they're just drying now. No, I hate that feeling. But a really cool tip, the most efficient way to moisturize your digits, your fingers or your hands, your feet even, is to glop on some Vaseline or petroleum product. Aquaphor is also one of those. Wrap them in plastic wrap or put a baggie if that's all you have over them. Something that locks in that moisture overnight, then put on your socks. And if you sleep like that, your hands or your feet will be so different in the morning from what they were before you glop that stuff on. So if they're rough, you know how to handle that. They should be clean, obviously, clean under your nails if you have a job where they tend to get dirty. Some men even get manicures. So next time you get a haircut, maybe get one at a place where somebody will do your cuticles for you. Raggedy cuticles show that you're not really focusing on that type of care. And a lot of women find that really appealing to know that you prioritize your own grooming habits and or that you put in some extra time grooming in order to meet them. Number 6, they notice the way you smell. The worst situation here would be if you smell unpleasant. So try to avoid body odor. And I know there's a big group of women who really, really love the smell of a bottled aroma on a man. I don't happen to be one of them, but a lot of women do. So that's kind of up to you on your first date, whether you want to choose to wear an aroma or not. A lot of women find it really masculine and sexy. I'm really all about clean smelling. I've always been more attracted to my men's deodorant. I like a fresh smelling deodorant or nothing at all, our natural pheromones. So you can always ask this person if you get plans to have a second date. Some people have allergies. You don't want somebody who's really sensitive to smells and you've doused yourself in the latest designer brand of cologne. So be careful with that you only use a little bit, and then find out if she's a gal who enjoys it or not once you know her a little better. If that is your brand, you always wear it. If it makes you feel really great, then go with that. The really interesting thing to me about fragrances and humans is that they all smell different because of our own unique chemistry. There's a perfume that I wore back in my late teens, early 20s, and my boyfriend from back then tells me that if he ever smells that out in the wild, that he always thinks of me. It was a cheap drugstore brand, but on me, people always gave me compliments, so I knew it did something great with my chemistry that people were commenting that they liked it, and he liked it a lot. And he actually wore Brute deodorant. That was what I found appealing on him. I think it was just clean smelling to me, not super heavy. I just thought it was fresh, and that's kind of what attracts me. I don't like all those woodsy smells or whatever, but if you do, you do you. And then finally, number 7, you knew I was going to work my way down to your shoes, didn't you? Yes, I am. Number 7, they notice your shoes. I've had so many clients where the woman gets back to me and said, he had a nice outfit on, but he was wearing just like super crappy shoes. They were worn out or really look battered, or inappropriate sneakers that weren't like nice sneakers. Or don't forget about your feet. Don't forget about your footwear. Women are noticing. Yeah, it takes them a while to work their way down, but when they have the opportunity to sneak a peek, they definitely are. Women seem to really like a nice pair of sneakers if you're going to go that route, something a little stylish that reflects your personality, or loafers on a date seem to go over really well also. I know a lot of guys over 50 who like things that are a little more comfortable. Make sure they're also stylish. Ask your family member or friend or somebody you know who's a little younger, is this shouting over 65 to you, or do you think these are kind of stylish? My brother did that with me this week, but he's not even over 60. And I said, hey, look it, your grandson has put his feet in them and he's stomping through the living room. I think young people love them. I hope you found that interesting or helpful. Mom thinks you should give the episode a thumbs up if you're so inclined. And I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. It helps me out more than you know and allows my episodes to be seen by more people who could be better daters if only they could find their way to the channel. So do that if you could. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, have a good one.